Here we go, y'all. I won't deny it, I'm a Southsider. You don't wanna mess with me. Got the police looking for me. But I'm calm cause I'm smoking that CBD. Said I won't deny it, I'm a Southsider. You don't wanna mess with me. Got the police looking for me. But I'm chilling in the back of the VIP. Said she won't deny it, she's a Northsider. You don't wanna mess with her. Got the police looking for her. But they can't do nothing to us. Shamina Keeler said they won't deny it. They are Northsiders. You don't want to mess with them. Got the police looking for them. But they better be looking for a friend. Cause we ain't playing no pretend. We got the mothers and the daughters in the house like it's Mother's Day. Chugga, 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 chugga. Woo, woo. The train is coming through. Blue podcast bitches. What the fuck you gonna do? Woo!
Yeah!
Tune in on a Sunday. It's my birthday. I feel reinvigorated, goddammit. It's like being reborn.
That's right.
I'm on the right side of 40. Oh, lordy. Old, young, skinny, fat, trying to get cash rich, bitch.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. I love y'all. Here we are on my birthday. Sunday, June 26th. And the message of the birthday is, you know, it's the people around you that make your life great, and to be able to do this on a Sunday morning, this is like an early birthday party, and I feel responsible.
Yeah. You are responsible. This is your day.
This is your day.
We're laughing, we're partying, but we're drinking water.
Cheers.
This is some, where's my water?
Cheers.
This is some strong stuff here.
Cheers.
Woo.
Yeah, we know how to stay healthy, motherfuckers. Get on our level. But,
Hydration.
That's right.
I mean, it is my birthday. I probably would have a drink if I wasn't on those supplements where I can't eat for another fucking 2 hours. Whatever is good. Whatever is clever. But yeah, no, celebrating, doing it early in the day, and then we don't have to worry about hangovers and all of that bullshit later if we're not drinking right now. But yeah, blessed to be surrounded by good people, and like all the rest of it doesn't mean shit. Like all the material possessions, like, your needs for me, like what I am comfortable with in life, what I count as my blessings are. I got a roof over my head, I got a warm bed, I got a cool house in the summer, I got food on my plate, I got a beautiful wife who cooks for me like last night for my birthday, and I got my mom in the area nearby. I got everything I need. I exercise, I got my weights, I got stuff set up for the podcast, but I don't want much more than that. I'm not into fancy things. I mean, yeah, one day I'll drive a real nice car, but, for now,
it's just a car.
I don't care. I'm not really a material guy. I enjoy this.
Yeah.
Like, this is the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
So.
As long as you have a key and 4 wheels, you're good.
And it gets you to the same place at the same time.
Exactly. That's right.
It serves the same purpose.
That's right.
Yeah, and, I'm going to be leaving town soon. That's another thing I value for the 4th of July. I'll be going to Wisconsin, and like I love the atmosphere. You know what? You don't remember what fresh air smells like till you leave the city. It's usually the changes.
Well, Amber and I will come with.
The changes in smell.
We're just gonna jump in.
Oh damn! This is gonna be like ride.
You want to go too?
Ride.
Yeah.
Okay, we're all.
Well, I don't have my children that weekend.
There you go.
Just send me the address.
So the 3 of us will be driving up. I'll bring Augie Doggy with me, and
the aesthetically
we do
pretty
have a
dog.
couple of people coming up, so I don't know. I'll ask Sarah, like, if you think we got room for a few more, because there's 5 small bedroom on the upstairs floor.
We can share one, right?
There's 1.5.
We're not picky here.
But it's a little rustic. This is a cabin. It just happens to have a lot of small bedrooms in there.
It's so funny that I just invited myself. All of us.
I'm usually the more the merrier, because it's so cool where we go. There's a town nearby, and they do a really good fireworks show every year. It's a half-hour long, and you watch it on the baseball field. Like, you literally put down your friggin', beach towel or your blanket, and you just fucking. You're right there. You can lay on the grass, and just when it's going in front of you, it's
that's awesome.
It's so well done, because it's a little bit in the distance, so it's like just watching like an HD TV right there. It's just friggin' right there in front of you, and it's cool. And like before, it's such small town America. Before the fireworks start, like a band will be playing till dusk, and they'll be playing like some pop songs or country music, and everybody's kind of fucking dancing. Just they got the beers going at the ballpark, so you got a nice refreshing beer. And then when dusk hits, the band fucking plays their last song or whatever, and they take a break for a little bit, and the fucking fireworks show goes on. And I can't remember, I think the band might play after the show's over, but there's only one bar in town, and we usually go there and turn that motherfucker out. You know what I mean? We're buying drinks for everybody, like it's going out of style and shit, by the bar and fucking make everybody happy.
All right, we're sold. Music. We're sold. We accept your invitation.
Jesus, that was easier than I thought. Make them want to invite themselves. You never have to worry about friggin' whether they show up or not. They wanted to go. They wanted the invite. But yes, it's so nice. Like, it's a nice little road trip. So it's about 6.5 hours, but you got to stop frequently. Be good to yourself. Like, you know, they talk about people in these jobs, these office jobs, like what I got. You sit so much that it's bad for your blood pressure. So they say you should be getting up at least once an hour, maybe every 45 minutes, hour and a half. So we stop. You know, we'll stop at a gas station and get back on the road and fucking go. But you get out, even in those areas, and the air is so fresh already. You're like, you notice that your brain notices the changes in the smells.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then when you get up to where our cabin is, it's like a cedary, like piney scent in the air, and it's just so fresh. It's like sandy almost, because it's like sand country up there. And there's like, it's like the land of 1,000 lakes as well. So not only is it like a sandy area, but there's like, you know, if you want to go fishing or go on a pontoon, the local people there, one of their like, you know, pastimes is shooting guns.
Oh shit.
Because like we were up there.
I don't want to walk into that.
We were up there. It was like a party. There was like 10, 15 people there, and you know, everybody had, you know, their fucking earmuffs on, just like we do to, you know, keep yourself from going deaf with gunshots, whatever. But our neighbor's like, all right, you want to go on the pontoon, or do you want to shoot guns? And I was like, pontoon, dude. I want to soak up some sun, get some fresh air, be out on the lake. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm getting closer to being at one with nature.
So is this place like an Airbnb?
No, it's a family vacation.
You gotta contact Brian Turney in order to get in.
Yeah, this is like sacred. I would never rent it.
You have to subscribe to his podcast, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna do a deal. Like, you know, he's gonna pick somebody out. He's like, shut up, Tilsa.
I don't even want to talk about it. Notice I didn't mention specific names of what I'm talking about, but like what towns or whatever.
I was just gonna ask you what town.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
It's really good, apparently.
Yeah, but in any event,
it pays to be on the podcast. Seriously.
So we got the cabin. Like, that's the kind of experience that I like. You know, just you got to recharge your batteries a little bit, and it's like, it's really enjoyable. They do it right, and you get to be part of something smaller, because, you know, I think the loss of community you get in a city like this, like everybody's driving, like, no, let's get out of my way. You're just another person in somebody's way. You don't know these people. Like, in a small town, it's like, people, there's reason people leave their doors unlocked, because there's only a few motherfuckers around. Everybody knows each other, so if you get caught doing that shit, you're in big trouble. Like, you're an outcast within a tribe, right?
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's just like, you're another guy who gets away, and they won't even let the police chase you. Like,
yeah,
it's true. It's true.
Whatever.
Well, driving downtown is just uncomfortable for me.
With your windows down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're at a stoplight. We were coming back from Indiana, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
A month ago, maybe. And we're at a stoplight, and we see these two kids talking with each other, and they're all doing this, and one has the ski mask thing on, and then they split. One goes one way, the other goes like, oh God, is something going to be happening?
Right. You're all paranoid because, you know, the crime rate is completely high.
Yeah.
You know that even if you call the cops, they can't do anything anymore. Like, it's like, hey, okay, well, it happened. Now you don't have a car. You had a car before, and you know, you're shitted out.
And criminals know that too. So
exactly.
Like, it's like the wild, wild west out there when you won't let somebody stop them from doing it, right?
Right.
And to me, like, it doesn't even really matter whether it's the police or like a private citizen. If there's like somebody who needs to be defended, like, as long as it gets done, you know. I mean, before we even got on the air right now, we talked about a lot of different things, which I feel is probably a good way to get started, to get everybody's mental wheels turning and getting it flowing out. But I know we talked about school safety and all that too, so maybe we'll talk about that toward the end of the podcast. But the couple of things that we were going to talk about, the main topics of this is when things no longer serve you, and we have a few different perspectives about that, and then maybe I'll add mine in at the end and sum it all up. And then we have support during pregnancy. So Amber is pregnant, and so she'll be talking about that. And so we hope she has many blessings going forward as, you know, mom, and
thank you.
You'll have the support network here too. Like, the bonds you just made, like you already had mom and then you have Tilsa too, like she's the strong, like for pregnancy and for your mental health and all that, and your physical health, like
thank you.
So speaking of which, Tilsa, tell people what's in that bottle there.
Oh, my famous Kukui spray. So I birthed out of my healing. As you guys know, or you may not know, women are great creators. We are goddesses. We create and give birth to every single life on this planet. And because of that, it's very important for us to align to our higher selves and healing. It begins with healing. So I went through a very difficult divorce 4 years ago. And when I started getting myself ready for everything, I had to start with my healing. And of course, I birthed Divine Yoni Goddess, LLC. And these are a combination of, like, obviously spirituality. I am a Reiki and shaman practitioner, but along with amazing crystals. And I make this amazing Kukui spray that everyone loves.
Love it.
So it is. I bring that. So
It does smell good. That's why I asked Tilsa to mention this on the air. And honestly, if you want some of this, contact Tilsa. Find her on social media. Where can they find you for social media?
I'm my name, Tilsa Demary Fernandez, but I also have two businesses, several businesses, but Divine Yoni Goddess, that's definitely where I birthed this beautiful idea. And it literally stems from my pathing of being a spiritual woman and aligning to my higher self, which wasn't easy at all, being a mom of 7, going through a really difficult divorce.
Yep.
And obviously when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, I mean, it takes a toll on you. So I had to glow through my journey, and that's exactly what I did. So I do understand that many women go through this, but we don't talk about it at all. Or how do we overcome that without having intervention from, like, a doctor? You know, a lot of times doctors are so quick to prescribe Xanax or all these what are they?
Pharmaceutical drugs.
Right, pharmaceutical drugs.
Antidepressants and
Yep.
SSRIs, whatever that means. I hear people talking about it all the time. I got to look up what that actually means.
Yeah, we can name every name, but it's pharmaceutical medications, which are bad.
It's only putting a Band-Aid on the problem.
That's right.
It's no healing. So I decided to definitely step into my healing, my divine powers. And took me like 2 years to kind of, actually it's an ongoing learning different healing modalities, and I kind of crafted my own to kind of help women overcome adversity, challenges of being a mom, challenges of just being a woman overall. So that's kind of, where I birthed this. But it's not only for women, it's for everyone who's open to healing.
Yes,
it's
I
interesting
love it.
That smell, like, literally when I smell that scent, it's a very nice scent. It's a very clean scent, and like it makes me feel better. Like as soon
Uplifting.
as it hits my nostrils,
Yes.
like I feel
calming.
like it's just like that's so fresh and so clean and so refreshing to breathe in. And get rid of all the bad spirits. I want to be breathing in the good stuff.
Yeah, I want good stuff. That's what I'm all about.
That's why I named it the Kukui spray. The Kukui, obviously the boogeyman,
Right.
where we're not feeling at a higher vibrational frequency. We're attracting everything that's low. So these are definitely charged with new moon energy, full moon energy, crystals that enhance your mood, as well as like Florida water, violet water, and I'm well versed in essential oils. And I feel like essential oils is the power tool that we can use to kind of switch up our mood quickly. When using essential oils, it takes like 2 minutes for it to kind of hit you. Actually, instantly when you smell it, you feel that uplift and energy.
I'm going to ask her to spray it 1 or 2 more times during the course of the podcast. I'm going to enjoy this current wave. I'm going to slow down a little bit. I'm like a junkie.
It's almost
a Kukui spray fix. Like I need to refresh after a little while.
It almost grounds your zen.
Yes.
So
birthday shot of Kukui spray.
And every month, honestly, I'm guided to something a little bit different. So whether I'm switching it over for oranges or clo for abundance. So I have a little collection going on. The Kukui spray is honestly for your space, wherever you go. If you're not feeling, you know, grounded, or you're feeling a little bit uneasy, it helps ground you and put you together and align to your higher self. And bam, I always say meditate, elevate, and step into your motherfucking power.
Hell yeah.
No, for sure, for sure. I gotta meditate a little bit. It's been about a week. I've been slacking on that, but I have been exercising, which is like, they all kind of give me the same results or a very similar result. They're just different kinds of good.
Self-care.
Now, I'm gonna turn up the volume a little bit, okay? So, I'm gonna turn up the masculinity volume a little bit because I have to balance out with you guys. We were joking around about that, you know, me being outnumbered 3 females, it's my birthday, like, there's a lot of estrogen in the room, and fucking, I have to counteract that, so I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit on the machismo.
You need some more Kukui?
Not right now. Not right now. In a little bit. Yeah, no, I was just kidding. This is gonna be a nice conversation. It's gonna be nice and relaxing for whatever you're doing out there when you listen to this, whether you're at work, whether you're at home, whether you're cleaning, whether you're at the gym, just being a baddie, friggin' get your exercise on the treadmill.
Right.
This is we're gonna keep it nice and chill and all that good stuff like that.
Gotcha.
All right. It's like laying down ground rules halfway through the show. I'm just kidding. But we have these topics, so I guess we'll jump into that.
Yes.
And one last time, too, remind us where we can get your Kukui spray.
Oh, you can definitely go on to my website, divineyonigoddess.myshopify.com, or you can contact me direct, and I could send you the link.
How do we contact you directly?
Oh, you can, my Facebook account.
Okay.
Messenger.
And is it...
My name, Tilsa Damari Fernandez.
Okay,
Tilsa
perfect.
Damari Fernandez.
We'll pin it. I'll tag you guys in just for the viewers.
Do you want anybody
that's
stalking
awesome.
your Instagram, too?
Oh, yes. I do have Divine Yoni Goddess on Instagram, specifically just for my for my spirituality. I have several. You can go on my landing page, Tilsa Damari Fernandez, and you'll see like all of my other Instagram accounts.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you.
And you have also Divine Wedding Vows, so you are an officiant for weddings and you marry people very happily.
Wow.
Yes. So I hold the space for loving couples to come together. Not everyone that comes to me gets married by me, because I don't feel like marriage is a very sacred thing, and if you're not meant to be together, it's not something that I will sign off on the fuckery. I will send you guys to counseling for sure.
Well, just so everybody knows, we got some services in here.
Yes.
Get your healing right now.
Yes.
Don't hesitate. Don't wait. Believe me. I know one thing I wanted to mention too is self-care. I guess we'll talk about that in a little bit. When things no longer serve you, Kimmy, that's your topic. So what are your thoughts on that? What about you're talking about when things no longer serve you in jobs and relationships? Anything else?
Yeah, so when our relationship is no longer serving us, what is it that you do? What does it mean? What does it mean to have something not serve you anymore? And it's when you're in a relationship with someone, if you do not have that connection with that person anymore, if that person's not answering your questions, doesn't care about what's going on in your life, that person's not serving you anymore. A relationship is 50-50. It's same with a job. If you're at a job and you feel stagnant and you have no one to continue to learn from, because when we're at work, we want to continue learning. We want to climb up the corporate ladder and do our best. Mm-hmm. If you don't have that job is no longer serving you. Do we get into this rut of, oh my God, my job's no longer serving me, my relationship's no longer serving me, what do I do? Well, I can tell everyone they can come see me at Zen Boutique Life Coaching.
Yes.
She's the best.
Yes,
Shout out.
And I love how you drop it in there like a hammer. Bam.
That's right. Drop the mic.
Zen Boutique Life Coaching. Kimmy will get you your life in order, find out what your needs are so that you know if you're serving them, and assist you the whole way through the process and be there as an accountability partner.
Yeah, because once you feel that in a relationship, you're no longer, that person's no longer serving you, I guess you can say, you start to question yourself.
Right.
There's a lot of self-doubt comes in. You're second-guessing everything that you're doing. You try so much more harder to figure out. Yes, to just trying harder and harder, and it's not happening. It's time to become strong and say, you know what, relationship's no longer serving me. I need to walk.
I agree with you. I always say, like, you have to pick your battles. You have to pick your poison. Either you're going to stay in a shitty relationship and it be hard and you're also like degraded and you're emotionally just drained, or you're going to do it by yourself. It's still going to be hard, but at least you're going to be peaceful in the process. So pick your poison. They're both hard paths, but one's going to lead you to the highest version of yourself. And being a parent, being a new mom, or just parenting in general, like, one thing you have to be as a mom is like self-care, like you come first. And self-love. And we're conditioned to believe that women are sacrificial lambs and you should give everything, you know, and put yourself on the back burner. But you're teaching your children really bad modalities.
That's
You're
right.
teaching your sons to be abusive. You're teaching your daughters to learn how to take abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So when you finally realize, like, oh shit, like, I'm essentially teaching my children, you know, you want the best for your children, but you're also teaching them firsthand experience to take shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't pick your poison, learn how to pick it.
That's right. That's right. It's important to love yourself and be strong. There's a saying that you had said, Amber.
Which one?
About being strong and walking away from a relationship.
I said it to my ex, and I said it to my sister, and I told them, and I tell everyone, and I live by it, that it takes a very strong woman to tell herself enough is enough and to walk away.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you did it.
And we're here.
Yeah.
Usually there's another saying that goes like, when it happens once, it'll never happen again. So like this, you know, if you gotta, when you flip it into a positive light, it's like you might never have been through this, but this is gonna make you stronger, because it's a very serious experience that you're going through, and you're gonna see, you know, how people are now, how they will change over time, and how they support you. And so it's tough, like, to go through that for the first time, because experience is usually the toughest teacher. In terms of how you have to learn it with real life consequences. But you have your mom there, and you got Tilsa, and you got me, and you're welcome back anytime to come and chat with us, because we're just getting started.
You're very brave. You're very brave and
very strong.
Teaching your baby, your unborn baby, boundaries.
Yes.
Can you imagine? You're infusing
your
baby
I love that.
with that love of self-love, caring for yourself mentally, physically, emotionally.
Yes.
While you're pregnant, and you're not waiting to damage your children, basically, essentially. That's
right.
You know, I have 7 children. I have to do a lot of, I had my children out of an unhealed version of myself, you know, to raise children, and it wasn't all toxic, just not all toxic. However, my pregnancy, I could tell you that I detested being pregnant. I did not enjoy it because of all the toxicity around me.
See, and that's why I chose earlier on.
Perfect.
I think, the first 3 months, maybe 2-3 months of being pregnant, it was terrible, because I was surrounded by so many toxic people. Not really friends. There was maybe a couple that were like, what are you doing? But mostly family, and which sucks even more because it's family. And I chose to push those people away and enjoy this experience for myself. And the more toxic people that I pushed out, this whole pregnancy, this experience became more enjoyable. I laugh more, I smile more, I'm happier.
The happiest you've ever been.
Yeah. I tell that to everyone. And it's unfortunate that you have to push out the closest people to you, but sometimes it's necessary.
Yeah.
Because those people weren't serving me
Yes.
in a way that I expected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's, I have to say, Amber has been a little selfish, though, with the pregnancy. Because she'll sit there and she's,
No gender, no gender.
well,
Yep.
she's sitting there with her hands on her belly, and then all of a sudden she's get this little smile, and then another smile, and I'm like, is the baby kicking? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I want to feel. She gets really like selfish with the kicks.
Yeah, it has been very nice. And I will say it is necessary, not even through pregnancy, but just through life in general, to really push those toxic people out of your space.
Yeah.
You just become happier. There's more clarity.
Yes.
And if you feel better. It's hard, but you feel a lot better in the end.
You do.
You don't feel this weight.
Yeah.
So
Unnecessary weight.
Yes.
yeah, there's a lot of clients that I talk to feel this overwhelming weight on their shoulders.
You almost feel suffocated. Like,
yes, I was just gonna.
breathe.
Yes, I was gonna say it comes from the stomach and up, and then they have the headaches and things like that. So being able to have that clarity and resistance from toxicity is so important.
Yep.
Well, you seem like you're in a good place, and you've been laughing and smiling ever since you got here. including
Yes.
right up to the
She
point
looks
where-
great too. Oh my
you.
God, she
From the
looks
point-
amazing, just glowing.
From the point you got out of your car, like right away you were smiling and laughing. And,
Yeah. I really am happy. I swear. I mean, everyone should do it. Once you push those mean, toxic people out of your life, it's just you become so much happier, and there's just more room for laughter and love and light, and it feels good.
Yeah.
And that's where I am in my life right now. That's just the space that I allowed myself to have is, happiness. I chose me and my baby over all the negativity.
And you know what? You're always going to now choose you.
Yes.
You've already taught yourself, I'm going to always
Earlier
choose
on
me.
too, which is amazing, by the way. It's
Yeah.
so amazing. I wish if I could go back and really put those boundaries up.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I have, there's a few people, in my life, and they often say, gosh, Amber, you're so cold-hearted, because I'm so quick to push those nasty people out of my life. And I'm like, I'm not cold-hearted, I'm just selfish. I know what I deserve.
Not selfish. That's just self-care.
It's self-love.
Self-love.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just, I know what I want. I know what I deserve. I don't want to be around stress and just these
Chaos.
the
You don't
chaos.
have to, and that's the thing that we need to advocate a lot more as women. Like, we're at our highest manifestation point when we're vibing at a higher frequency, when you're caring about yourself. You're attaching yourself to happiness, and that is our birthright. Love, happiness, peace, harmony, that is your birthright. And if anything comes in the way of that, it's like, absolutely not. It's your right to put boundaries up. There's nothing wrong with that.
And stay empowered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like your story is one of weeding out negativity and then ending up with only positivity after that. Like, you just weed out the negative.
I would love for people or women to actually hear this podcast and what Amber is saying, and especially with what you're saying too,
Yeah, for all the young
Tilsa.
moms about to be moms out there.
Yes, to hear that and to live by this, to learn from it.
Yeah. Like, you
Well, to
should
be in the right mental place when you're going through what you're going through now it's huge. Like, there's probably a lot of women out there struggling in all sorts of bad situations, and one of the rules and principles I live by, one of my friends just posted on Facebook yesterday, was basically like, choose how your mindset's going to be in advance, and just know that everything will be all right, which it totally will. And so then it makes it easier to get rid of all that negative stuff, and then you're just left with that positive. And so yeah, I mean,
And the
It's a
thing is,
beautiful
I think you touched on it earlier, like we are in a society where if you don't agree specifically with my point of view, like it's the attack and you're
Yes.
being bullied, almost bullied and forced into something that you don't believe in. And we need to lay off on that. We need to start being open and receptive to respecting everyone's decision, whether or not you want to keep your baby or have an abortion. Like that needs to be respected
And supported.
and supported.
I think we need to normalize having different opinions
Yeah.
and being okay with not having the same opinion as someone. You know, with especially like with my pregnancy, obviously this is something that I wanted. This is something that I love, and it's obviously something that I'm going through with, coming towards the end. And there was so many people that didn't agree with it, and I was bullied and the name calling.
Everything.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards.
Pushing you with words to do something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
At the time when you least need it either.
Right.
Like, I don't
Right.
need this right now. I need all the support I can get.
Yeah.
And instead you're telling me what I should do and how I should make
Right.
my life choice about this baby that I'm going to have.
Yeah. I think it you know, my family, some of the members, they would have been more respected if they said, Amber, that's crazy. I don't necessarily agree with you and your decision, but congratulations. Let me know if you need anything.
Right.
But instead it was like, oh, if you do this, I'm never talking to you again. And it's like,
Yeah.
That's not what I would expect. What I would expect
Right.
is more of like a tempered approach, kind of like, you know, it might be tough having a kid right now where you're at in your life or at your age or whatever the case may be. Not
Right.
that age is necessarily an issue here. I'm just saying
Right.
these are factors that other moms probably that are brought to them. But I would expect like, yeah, you know, it might be tough. Like, are you sure you really want to do this? Maybe.
Yeah.
Just having a conversation out of an intent of concern. Like, are you going to be all right? Like, we want what's best for you. And then, but I support you no matter what, 100%. Like, I'll be there for you. I'll help in any way that I can. You know, buy you a ton of diapers when you first have your baby, blah, blah,
Right.
blah. And just, you know, do a shower, we'll bring you food or whatever,
Yeah.
help you cook, whatever it may be, or just have like a one night a week thing where you help somebody out. Like, my wife does that with her friend frequently, where they'll either get a dinner, they'll have her newborn daughter with her, and they'll just go for a walk or something. And like, that's what I would expect more of like, hey, maybe this isn't the right time or the right thing for you at this point in your life, out of a position of concern, instead of but I support
Criminalizing
you,
her.
Yeah.
Yes.
but I still support you, versus, you know, calling you a name or, you know, belittling you and making it seem like you're stupid for doing what you're doing, or telling you not to do it. Like, it's such a personal choice. Like, I support people on both sides. It's your choice to make. I believe in freedom. I believe in freedom to choose whatever you want, but I do
Right.
support both sides because I see both sides of it.
Yeah.
But in your case, I wouldn't expect that from people so close to you. I personally wouldn't expect that if I were in your position.
Oh, that was the hardest because it was family. If it was coming from friends, I'd be like, oh, whatever. But family, that was the hardest. And it's funny because I did receive one response from my cousin, my older cousin. She lives in Indiana. And when she found out that I don't know if we should name names or anything, so.
But Sherry's fine.
Okay. My cousin Sherry, she was the only one that had approached me with that kind of response. And when she found out that I was pregnant, she was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Like,
Are you going to be okay?
for real? Yeah, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm great. Like, I'm really happy. I'm good. And she was like, well, this is going to be a really tough road for you, like, for anyone. And I support you. And if you need anything, please don't hesitate to call me. I love you. I care about you.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you, but I'm also still concerned. Like, I'm worried, but I'm here for you. And I was
Sounds like the perfect response.
yeah, I was
Yes.
like, what a great response. And I
Yes.
just respected her so much more than the others that were like just being bullies.
If only
Yeah.
every one of them could be like that, but
Right?
maybe there's a reason for the trial and tribulation, you know, just that you'll be stronger because of it, I guess. And
Yeah.
I think of it as her siblings being upset, scared for her future, whatever have you. I get
Sure.
that, but it still doesn't mean they should bully her instead of support and uplift her.
Right.
So that way she does have that strength after the baby to say, okay, now I can move forward. I'm going to start this new career and everything's going to be amazing for me and my little.
Yeah, I will say this from being a mom I was a teen mom at that. Sure, I had my children not in the most ideal circumstances, right? But just because you're not in an ideal circumstance right now does not mean that you don't have the intellect to move forward into your careers. I've had really amazing careers, and that your children become your driving force.
Yes.
You get laser focused now on what is it that you want, and you will evolve as a woman, as a mom. You will find out perhaps the career that you used to have will not be something that will fit in with your baby now, and that's okay.
Well, that's the thing, and the career that I had in California, like, had I had this baby in California, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I don't have time for this, because I was in the fashion industry where I was working from 8:30 a.m. and sometimes I'd come home at 2 a.m.
Oh shit.
And it's like, and then when there's deadlines to meet, sometimes you're there all day, you're never home. And then there's events that you have to attend, and then
Out of state events.
Yeah, and there's so much going on in that industry, and it was a lot of fun, but it's like, at that time I would have been like, okay, I need a new career change. I need a new path. This isn't going to work for us.
But you know what? You could probably find something in the fashion industry now as a mom.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
you're in Chicago now. Like, that is a driving force in Chicago. Like, mompreneurs.
Yes, yes.
We are dominating, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm big on mompreneur. Like, pivoting. If something doesn't work, you pivot into something else.
Yes.
If fashion is your strength, keep that. You're just going to find a different route. Maybe it's not what you used to do in California, but now you're in a new season in your life.
Yeah.
New journey and pivoting.
And it's so beautiful, though,
Yeah. It's been really nice. But I told my mom, I was like, in life you either sink or swim, because you find yourself in these situations where you are either drowning and you just have to help yourself, or you're just going to stay there.
Right.
And I thrive in those situations.
Yeah.
You make a choice.
Yes.
A real
I
decision.
love those situations. I don't put myself in those situations, but I often will find myself in those sink or swim situations, and I thrive in it. I love it. And so, when this pregnancy had happened, my siblings were like, what are you thinking? And they're like, this is impossible. And I was like, no, it's not. Like,
It's possible.
Yeah, it is possible. And now I just have to pivot my lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either you sink or swim. And I know for this little one, I'm going to do everything that I can.
Moments in adversity, like, you grow and glow through them.
Yes.
If life was just stagnant, the same, there is no growth in that.
Right.
Whether it's a new child that's coming on board, whether you get let go of your job because of your personal decisions.
Yes.
Life is all about overcoming adversity.
Right.
And people who are stagnant and have their closed-minded self, like, those are people who are not growing in life. Like, you're just stuck in that rut. And until they go through certain situations, they will apologize eventually, just know.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not, I can hold a grudge. I try not to, because it's not the best thing for you.
Yeah.
It seems like two wrongs don't make a right. Not that holding a grudge is the wrong thing, especially when you're in the right and it's out of fairness.
Yeah.
But it's like you're already going through the, like, oh, this other person's shitty, but then you also have a negative mindset about it as well, of, like, directing anger at them. It's like letting go of anger is probably it's probably the best emotion to let go of. It's anger.
Forgiveness is for you, not for them.
Right.
Like,
it hurts you to hold a grudge more than it does them sometimes, if it's a real deep grudge.
It holds you down. It really does.
Yeah. It's a low vibrational frequency, and you will attract so much shit.
Yeah. I mean, and if those people were to come to me and apologize, obviously I'm very open to it. I wouldn't, be angry or closed-minded or whatever. I'd just be like, okay, great, let's all just move on as a family then. We're done. It's over. It's in the past.
If they get to that positive destination eventually, it's like that's another thing that we really need to learn now is forgiveness, and letting things go, for the purpose of ourselves and peace in general, because we see this a lot in society right now. Like, It's a lot of anger out there, you know.
Oh yeah.
I feel like some of the most successful women I know didn't really become successful until they started having kids. Actually, like most of the most boss babes that I know, like they have 2-3 kids and they're just, you know, they're now really getting successful, right? They get a couple years in.
Yeah, look
like,
at Tilsa.
It's
I'm not super successful.
You're successful, though. You are so
I think
passionate
you
about
are.
what you do. I think that is so amazing, and
We
you
all think we
empower
are.
me.
Aw.
So I appreciate that.
7 kids and
Yes.
running your own business and going through,
Yes.
you know, loss of job over not getting a fucking experimental vaccination, like denying you a religious exemption.
Yeah,
stuff
you
like
didn't
this,
give
like,
up.
All that stuff going on right now, and then
Yeah.
building your businesses and just still making money, like
And the
you're
thing
a
is-
story that everybody could use as an
Yes.
example.
Yeah, thank you. And the thing is, like, moments of adversity you will face through different aspects of your life. And I will say, like, my divorce really shaped me into, you know, like learning on pivoting, learning to choose myself overall. When in doubt, any situation that comes to me, I choose myself. And it was one of the most difficult, honestly, difficult decisions I had to make with that whole vaccine thing, because I'm a shaman practitioner. I'm giving healing to other women, but you want me to inject my body with aborted
thank
fetuses, you know,
Right.
into my body. How can I provide womb healing when I'm full of debris myself? You know what I mean? I mean, not that I want to go on that tangent, but I had to choose myself. I had to eat shit for it because I got fired for it unjustly. And it's like, we live in a free country, but are we really so free?
Right.
Are we really as progressive as we state we are?
Right.
We're now banned abortions, you know. Women don't have the freedom to choose whether or not you have a baby. You know, you get criminalized. Whether you choose to have an abortion, you get criminalized. Either both sides of the spectrum, we're constantly fighting all these battles, but it's really important to ground yourself and what's in it for you, for us, for me, versus everybody else's fucked up opinion. Fuck you.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I'm now giving, I ran out of fucks to give with a lot of people. Saying, I ran out of fucks to give. You know, if it's not in alignment with my higher self, it's no longer serving a purpose.
That's right.
And if you have problems with your judgment, go seek Kim. Seriously, investing in yourself, investing in a personal coach, I mean, that is the best investment, to be honest, that I've made in my life. Going to therapy, learning different healing modalities. Invest in yourself and you will give yourself the best return on investment.
That's right.
Cheers to that.
Yeah,
we
cheers to
just-
that. Raise a
Cheers.
glass. Woo, I love it. Yes.
Well said.
Yeah, love it.
This is a wild party. Everybody's cheersing with water. They just stare at the closed bottle while we won't open it. That's because we're all responsible here.
Yes.
You're with child. I'm over here with my supplements. Can't friggin' eat for another hour or whatever, and drink anything beside water. So, you know, we'll see what time it is when we get out here. Maybe I could take a little drink or whatever for his birthday. But yeah, no. As far as the freedom to choose, you know, like I think one of the most important things we can do for ourselves as a community, as a people, as a country in America is supporting freedom of choice and basically all matters. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It allows people to do what they believe is right for their own lives. It allows us flow to society where we're not butting heads with each other. And just, so if we can start with that as like the number one value is like freedom of speech and freedom of choice, like to say what you want. Like we just talked about that earlier. It's kind of a parallel with, you know, the response you'd expect. Like we're getting these negative responses from other people. Like you're totally free to have your own position and believe a certain way. And I understand when it comes to abortion, we're talking about the most serious issue you could possibly be talking about is a human life. You know, that barring, you know, an illness or complication would probably live. So it's a very serious topic, and I respect people's right to want to look out for babies. But we also talked about there are some, you know, hypocritical things in society.
Yes.
Like basically like you're a hero and we support you 100% while you're, you know, bearing this child. And then when it's born, you're a welfare queen or something like that because you
Right.
need help. So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, you're like belittling somebody or they're talking down to them. So it's like, I feel like so many of society's problems that we've had over these past few years would be solved if people had this mind of more like, how free are we really? As free as we decide we are, and you can choose whatever you want to do as long as it doesn't interfere with my rights. That's how I was taught about the boundaries of the law in law school. Like, your right to swing your fist ends where my face begins, type of thing. Like, you can do what you want as long as you're not harming other people in the process. It should be your choice. Like, we thrive, I think all thrive better. The reason that America became what it is the freedom. So, like, you want to put your time and your efforts into this goal and work to become the best at it. Our society will allow you to do that without interference, to grow something that makes society better. That's why we live in like the best country in the world, you know. And so I believe in that freedom to choose the choices and to pursue what you want to, you know what I mean?
I think that's so beautifully said,
Yes.
Brian. Yeah, that most definitely. And everything that you're saying as a whole as a society could be a whole as in a family. So everything that you're saying, incorporate that to a family, you know.
For sure, you have to start at the family level. You have to start at the peer level, the family level, the, you know, your neighbor level, all that, and kind of build from there.
Yes.
You know, in terms of like choosing these choices, it involves morality, and I believe that we need values and we need morality, but what I don't believe is imposing your morality on other people without,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? I believe that should be a willing thing where you don't override somebody's will with your own, you know, and it's basically duress, right? Like, we shouldn't be forced into, you know, believing one way or another or being put into some militant camp, and we also have to be strong as a people. Like Joe Rogan always says, soft times make soft people, and, you know, hard times make hard people, right? So it's like, we haven't been through this adversity, but we're losing as a people and not thriving as people because we're divided against each other. So I believe in, like, you can choose whatever religion you want to practice as long as you don't force it on others. If they're interested, they've done their research, they're free to decide how they want to as grown men or women or adults. And so I believe in, like, separation of church and state too. Like, I don't like when, you know, I mean, it's even hard for me to say this because I start thinking about, well, most of the things that they're preaching in religion, like, I was raised a Catholic, it's like, you know, the values that they teach are good. They're good values. I just believe that they shouldn't be forced on anybody.
Right.
But in terms of, like, you know, people get offended now, like, if you're saying the Pledge of Allegiance, like, I knew that thing by heart when I was younger, but I did it more robotically as a child because it was like, okay, I need to make sure I memorize this, and it's implanted. It's not until you're older that you really, or for me anyway, maybe I was like a slow grower or slow learner, is when you really internalize those words. And that was, that was born in a time where people needed a unit cohesion mindset, how to work in teams. That's one of the things that I feel like we suffer from in this country, in this society, is the inability to work together anymore. And even when we do, like, if you look at our current military, like, they spend so much time on, like, electronic signatures and fucking logging into some secure thing and paperwork. Like, do you think they were doing that in Russia when they went over the fucking border? Like, they don't give a shit about that. They're focusing on, like, you need to be able to match energy sometimes, and I don't, you know what I mean, the directions that we're in, I don't feel are good. But I don't want to go off on too long of a tangent there, other than just to say the freedom of choice, I think, wins the day every time in my eyes, and not imposing that stuff on other people. Speak freely in any way that you want.
Yeah. And for all the pro-life supporters putting this out there, if you are so pro-life, send me a quick pay and pay one of my bills. Pick up one of my children's college tuition.
Yeah, there you go.
That is pro-life. I will, you know, that you will show me that you are so pro-life. Because I don't think I've not met another pro-lifer like myself who is living it.
Yes,
you know? Actually living it, actually working sometimes 7 days a week. Actually not sometimes, most of the time I work 7 days a week. Multiple streams of fucking income to make sure that my children do not go without. So if you are truly a fucking pro-lifer, pay one of my bills, please. Alleviate some of this, because you're so pro on having these babies. Well, I have them, all right?
Yeah.
I was a hard-on Catholic person. I was born and raised in that environment. My significant other was so on it to the point where he was not supportive over using birth control. He would hide it, throw it away. And of course, I didn't want to have any abortions. So I was so against. I still, personally, I am not a pro-life. Personally, I will not have an abortion because obviously I have skill sets, and because of my children is what gave me that hustle mindset that I need to provide. If God gave me these children, it's because there's something in me that I can do. But let me tell you, the father isn't happy when I give him an extra bill for tuition. He's fighting that back. Like, oh, I didn't sign up for this. They're 18 already.
Wow. And he's a pro-lifer, right?
Where's your pro-lifer, Mr. Catholic? You know, where's the pro-life? Entire family, the mom would walk around in abortion clinics outside using my children's picture for women that were walking into abortion clinics. Where's your money for these children? You know, where's your money for these college tuition that needs to get paid? Like, where's all that? She is by all means, she did raise her children. She did care for them. But there's more than just caring for children. There's a financial aspect. And if you're not financially supporting them, you know, it's easy to be at home with kids, you know.
Your passion is admirable. But we don't want to seem like we're being too aggressive here on the podcast today. Like pro-life, huh? Pay my bills, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I'm already paying my bills, but give me some extra. Take care of that college tuition. It's like...
it's just basically step up to the plate to what you believe in.
Right.
Yeah, it's just at least walk the walk instead of just talking.
That's exactly
right.
Not a fairness.
Exactly.
If some motherfucker comes to you and they're like, I'm pro-life, and look at, here's all the donations I made to these different charities, because Lord knows the government has programs too, but the people who deliver the services on behalf of the government are so bloated with the high salaries that you barely get the benefits probably that we're supposed to be directed for that. So maybe private industry can play a better role. But if you can show me all those donations to this charity, single mom support group, and all this, then you could be real hard pro-life.
That single mom in your block, are you helping her raise her kids? Are you helping take care of her children while she's out there having a job? Like, are you helping in between? Come on, that's what a real...
Where's the support?
To me, that's what a pro-lifer is.
Yeah.
You know what's different? You know, I feel like maybe, you know, I tend to always have like a romanticized, you know, vision of the past, I guess. But there was a lot less distractions in society, you know, in the past. Like, I feel like people, like they say, it takes a community or it takes a village. Like, if the kids were out in the block playing or playing fucking baseball or hockey, or they're just running around, you know, playing tag or something or whatever, they're at the park. Like, I feel like other people's parents would just look out for them, make sure they're safe. Or sometimes if somebody else's kid was getting out of line or something, beating up on another kid, they fucking, hey, grab them, you know what I mean, or whatever. You can't be doing that shit. Discipline somebody else's kids just to make sure that law and order is kept at all times, and this bullying goes checked instead of unchecked. So I feel like that is something that we had more back in the day. Now it's like kind of the everybody for themselves. We're in this bigger society, especially here in the city of Chicago. For those listening in small towns or small cities or states or whatever, it's different. But you know, if you can have that direct interaction, and it just, we don't really have that as much anymore. So.
No, we don't. When I grew up, and I'm older than all of you.
She doesn't look at them.
Kimmy Fine Wine Larson.
That's exactly what we had. Our neighborhood was built on values. It was built on support. We couldn't do anything without our parents knowing.
Where are you going? What time are you coming back? Who are you going to be with?
Well, it was always like, Kimmy, why are you over there? You're supposed to be over here. Why are you doing that? You're not supposed to be doing that. I'm telling your mother. I'm going to bring this up to your dad, you know? So it's like, oh my God, I can't do anything without the neighbor moms and dads always checking on us.
Well, moms are like doing it. We're mompreneurs. That's the thing. Like, moms are, you know, we're not waiting for the men to do anything. We're just out there hustling and grinding just the way, you know.
Right.
Well,
you know,
and with higher equality that has taken place over time, like, women aren't just homemakers anymore or like house moms. Like, you have the freedom to be in the workplace, and women are just taking the opportunity and taking charge and fucking going to work hard.
When one of our neighbors, when I was growing up, had lost a job or whatever, all the other neighbors were making meals and bringing them over, sitting on the porch and talking. Yeah, we always supported each other, always. Hand-me-downs went a long way, you know. So no, don't go and buy clothes. I have this, you know, blah blah blah. And we would do that for each other. Or, well, they would do that for each other to help the kids. But I was raised on those values. My dad always taught my brothers and I that we are each other's best friends. We have a secret, we tell each other, because we tell our so-called best friend from school that secret's going to go out, because someone always has to tell someone.
Right.
And always to have each other's back no matter what. And I raised my kids on that. So I have to say, as a life coach, I'm, out, helping families and relationships and things like that. And they're like, oh my God, you just know this so well. And it's like, I know how to help. I also have problems, so I'm also working through those problems. So we're not all perfect. I'm definitely not perfect, and I definitely don't know everything. But
you don't have to be perfect.
No.
Nobody should be striving
But
for
you
it.
you cannot. So I will say this: I've met a lot of coaches, personal coaches, life coaches, and if a coach does not tell you, openly admits that they're not perfect, run from that coach.
Exactly.
Run, because a coach needs a coach too.
Yes.
A coach also needs a support system, and if that coach is not constantly going in to get their own support for their own,
Same with therapists.
Yeah,
Therapists need therapists. So
run. Run. Because there's a lot of them out there. They're like, no, I live a perfect life, and
yeah.
And
I know better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of regret about, my job and, it's because of the cell phone. Like, I bring work home with me, at all different times. And sometimes, it's tough because I'm in a business where you got to please people and you got to do things pretty quickly in order to make people happy, and things happen quickly. Doing real estate closings, doing real estate law, the relationship is usually 2 months at the most, unless there's a problem with the transaction or it's very complicated or something, short sale, other issues like that, building code violations or something. But it's tough, you have to, you do have to have the balance. You have to choose when to turn it off and just get back to people later, and you're obligated to do that. Your future time is already promised away. But that's kind of a digression. What I meant to say is just that I prefer in-person interaction. I love what we're doing right now. Like, to me, this is a pleasure to do this. It's a passion as well. It's a project, and I love interacting with people in person. I would love to just have more time to do a barbecue with the neighbor, or whatever the case is, or just we have
or going up
parties,
to Wisconsin,
stuff like that. But I mean, in terms of I won't forget. I'll ask and make sure it's all good.
Inviting yourself to Brian's Wisconsin
honestly,
getaway trip.
If you guys really did do it, if you're able to get away and go up there, it would be a nice little retreat for a few days. It's like I say, the cabin's a little rustic, but it's very nice. I'll show you pictures.
We're sold. We don't need pictures. We're going.
It's just it's just this little small town America thing. It's like being on the set of Dawson's Creek for fucking but a little rougher around the edges.
I'm available.
It's like that, but you know what I mean. It's like it's an experience, right? Everything's beautiful and nice, but people drive around on ATVs, drinking all sorts of American beers and all this shit.
I'm sold.
But anyway, I would like to do that more, but I bring work home with me, and sometimes you're just exhausted, or it's late, and I'm an ambitious person, and I'm trying to get the most out of my youth. We're here on my birthday, 38. There's a few things that I want to. I'm about to have kids, and I'm about to, I want to accomplish those goals. I think the most major things that I've wanted to accomplish in my life, I want to do before 40, and 2 of them are, 3 of them almost about to be. So, went through law school, then beyond that, what's after that, right? You get a job, you start to hustle, you get caught up in that. But I don't want, for my own personal desire, I don't want my legacy to be just, he was a good real estate lawyer and then he fucking died or whatever. I want to do shit like this. I want to grow it as much as I can, plant these seeds, just continue to water them and plant them over time and watch them grow. And, there's a lot of other things I want to do, but like I say, I do prefer the in-person interaction. And just with today's world, I get it. Not only just the sheer number of people here, but also the way life is complicated. It's easier in a lot of ways. We have great medical care. We have incredible technology that helps us span distance within seconds because it's instantaneous. You're hearing somebody's voice on the other end of the phone. But unfortunately, it seems to go to this logical extreme where it's all the time. Just because we have instant communication doesn't mean that we will have instant responses. We're human. You can't be picking up the phone every time. It could be anything from you're taking a shit to fucking, you know, whatever it is.
Jeez.
You can't pick up the phone. I don't want to put my assistants on blast, but they're like, he's like, the guy called like 5 times. He's like, I could be taking a shit right now. And I just thought it was funny because they're very ladylike, but that was, and I'm not going to name which one of them was, and it doesn't matter because I'm not trying to put on my blast, but it's like, I could be taking a shit right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's like when people expect it. So there's other
But
complications
seriously.
of life that hinder us from being the best we can be. And I think that's a huge thing. Like, if the longest my kid can go without having a cell phone or at least a smartphone, the better. Like, this is, like I said this before, this is like one of the most powerful drugs we have that doesn't have a warning label on it. And people use it as an opiate for their fucking children at restaurants and shit all over America. You see it. Like, kid starts talking to her, one off, no, come here. Put it
And
down
you know what?
and they just drool on the table while they're looking at the phone the whole rest of the time, watching fucking Toy Story or something.
And what's coming off of these phones? Radiation.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
I don't want to think about how bad it might be. I don't, Kimmy, because then I'm worried. Am I going to have a cell phone growing out of the side of my head like in the cartoons?
Yeah.
Like on Family Guy or something?
Okay,
like,
I have
these
to.
don't cost cancer.
Yes,
Yes,
go.
okay, this is a great time. I like
I
this.
Kukui spray.
Okay, everyone's got some.
Yeah. And you don't need a whole lot of it.
I know.
God, it's so refreshing. It's like spearmint gum in the air. Not spearmint, but like the big red, the cinnamony. So it's just so goddamn refreshing. I just wish the listeners could smell this through
I know.
the headphones.
You look
somehow.
so good.
Yeah,
The
right.
speakers. And so what I was saying was that there's, like I said, some of the most successful women, some of the most successful mothers, like it seemed to me, that they got super successful and really achieved a new level of success once they had a child. And I was saying there's probably multiple factors that contribute to that, and it might be more of one than the other for some people. But you become better at juggling. You bring more balance to your life, and you're more motivated and goal-oriented, like about your goals with your children, with your life and your career. And you've weeded out the negativity in your life, so you could just focus on those positive things. Is there any thoughts you guys have on that?
No, I think that was very.
Any other factors that are?
You nailed it.
Yeah.
The factor is like focusing on self-care, self-healing, and I feel like that becomes your grounding point to start building up. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom in relationships, any ships, partnerships. Once you hit that rock bottom, you already hit rock bottom. The only way is going up from there, and kind of navigating through that, and self-care, and knowing that there's more out of life than your current situation.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Having that faith in yourself, having the faith that the universe is here to support every decision you make. And let me tell you, if you leave your situation and all of a sudden everything starts opening up, that was your biggest blockage. And sometimes it's getting through that blockage in order to open up for abundance. You cannot open up for abundance or manifestation when you're operating in a shitty environment with shitty people. You just can't.
Yeah.
That's right. I definitely have to do a shout out to my daughter, because I think that she's an inspiration. She's strong. Absolutely amazing. She stands on her feet and she says what she wants to say. And I also have to give a shout out to Amber about her book. She's writing a book. So I'm going to hold her accountable through this podcast that that this book will be completed soon. She's trying to do the final ending to her book, and she'll have that out there. That could be the next podcast that she comes down to.
Yes, it could be.
Yeah.
Hashtag mompreneur already.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to, ask a couple of things that maybe will leave the people who had a negative response to your choice to, become a mom. Do you want to let them know how they made you feel at the time?
I mean, I think it was pretty clear, how I felt. I think, like I said, if all the negativity was coming through friends or friends of friends, it would have been just okay. It would have been like, whatever, that's just your opinion, I don't care. But I think because it was coming from family and, you know, my siblings, really, it
hurt more.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean as much when it's an acquaintance or a friend.
No. Because I'm not really one to worry about outsiders' opinions about me. And yeah, I don't know. I think I definitely made it clear about how I felt. And I think what was really frustrating was my dad or other relatives saying, Amber, you need to reach out. Amber, you need to do this. Amber, you have to do this. Amber, you have to apologize. Amber, you have to do this and say this and do this and reach out. And
you never have to apologize for your decisions.
Yeah, and I always tell everyone, like, this situation is out of my hands. I cannot control what my sisters say to me, what my sisters do to me, what my brother says to me, what my brother does to me. Like, I can't control that. That's out of my hands. And I have tried to reach out, you know, so many times, and I've said all that I could say, you know, and at that point, it's just, when you say your piece, what more can you give?
Right.
You know, at this point, it's just, the ball is in, you know, their court, and whether they come around or not, it's on
up
them.
to them.
Yeah,
So,
there's not much that I can do. I can't sit here and beg, like, please come back, you know. Oh.
your initial mindset was hurt because it was somebody very close to you, his
Yeah.
family, and it wouldn't have meant as much if it was a stranger.
No.
That was your mindset at that time, but it sounds like you had this cathartic experience of, like, letting them know how you feel and getting out and leaving that where it was.
Yeah.
That was your mindset then. What is it right now today? How do you feel today about the situation? You have more positive in peace? Like, what do you? How are you feeling now?
I'm more at peace right now because I was able to release those feelings and get all of that off of my chest. I was able to express how I felt. I was able to reach out several times saying, you know, I know we don't agree and we don't meet eye to eye, but, you know, it doesn't have to be this way. So I'm happy. Like I said, I'm happier. I am more at peace. I have accepted the situation and I've moved on from it. And I'm
you don't
just,
sound like you're holding anything against anybody.
No, I don't hold any grudges. I definitely, I'm not mad. Disappointed is the biggest word that I can use, but I'm definitely not mad. Shocked, but that's about it. But like I said, I've accepted it and I've just moved on from it.
You're open to repairing the relationships in the future?
Oh yeah, and that's, yeah. I mean, it's, you know, right now it's just like a waiting game, and I think I've said before, like, my doctors always say, babies have a weird way of bringing people together, and I'm like, I'm
hopefully
hopeful.
So.
Yeah,
if a baby can't do that, like, what else can a baby do, you know? Seriously, like, that's
Yeah.
a time when you should
Yeah.
be coming together the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is, the first 3 months was very, very rough. And then I realized, okay, I'm just putting so much pressure on myself and so much pressure on the baby that this is not going to go great. So I just decided to say one last thing to, you know, my family. And then at that point I was like, now I'm just gonna enjoy this experience.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna.
And how are you feeling physically? Are you good?
Oh, I'm really good. Yeah. I love all the kicks and nudges and the turns and the, you know, this whole experience has been so beautiful, and it's still so mind-blowing that women can actually grow a human. Like, it's so weird. It's so crazy to me. But I'm having the best time, and I absolutely love it. I will be a single mom, so I do feel, you know, I feel like sometimes my family judged me on that a little bit, like, oh God, she's gonna be a single mom. But that didn't bother me really. That was not really a worry in my, you know,
You're a
in thought.
badass mom.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just,
Yeah.
You're a chingona mom.
Yeah, my whole like mindset is it's gonna be me and my little for the rest of my life, and I'm okay with that, and I'm so excited, and I'm so happy, and
Blessed.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really, really excited. I'm not nervous. I'm not scared. At this point, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to meet this baby. Like, I just can't wait. I'm nearing the end, and like time is like, you know, it's slow but fast.
Yeah.
Well, now you're gonna have a place to put your positive energy. So
Yeah, it's been great.
yeah, I'm glad to hear it because I know that sometimes some women actually feel uncomfortable during pregnancy, or sometimes some women are like, this is the best I've ever felt. Like I'm happy, you know,
Yeah.
emotionally happy at that time because, you know, I'm sure you experience a range of emotions, but some women are like, oh, I loved when I was pregnant. I felt great, like
Yeah.
mentally and kind of physically. It felt good, like everything you just described. So it seems like you're blessed in just the sense of like you've made the decision to embrace this experience, and now you're reaping all the benefits because it's not even just the decision you made, but it's you already feel positive about it, and then making that decision too, that's a double reinforcement because it's probably like if you're going to be pregnant, you'd rather have it be a happy time where
Yes.
you're feeling happy, you're not depressed, because I know some women go through that. They'll have depression or they'll have postpartum depression or things like that.
I mean, you can
But-
manifest a lot of health issues. You could be chronically anemic, need blood transfusions, which I had. You could have a preeclampsia.
Don't scare her. She was just telling us
I'm
how
just
beautiful it
saying the reasons why
is.
she
Yes,
should
imagine
stay.
having let's take those one at a time. But
Staying positive is a good thing because you're manifesting a good, healthy, you know,
Outcome.
and you don't want to be
Yes.
stressed because if you do, high blood pressure. You don't want a pregnancy where you're going to be highly stressed out
Yeah.
Yeah.
over health issues. So
Yeah.
you know.
And yeah, and we've said it so many times at the table already. It's so important, not even just through pregnancy, but just in life in general, just to weed out the toxic people that are no longer serving you, that have no purpose, that are just holding you down. And that's exactly what I did. And I just, like I said, I'm in a better place mentally, physically, emotionally. I feel really, really good.
Yeah.
I hope that, you know, the thoughts that you and everybody here share today help some
me too.
young, about to be moms just try to see what a good place you can be in and kind of learn from some of the things you said and be positive like you are so that things go as well as they can for them and blessings come to them. And I want to thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It was an impromptu.
It really was.
I tried to see if I could get you to join us last time, but you just were kind of chilling over there. But I do like to see people come out of their shells because this is just a conversation. You're sitting around, you know, the table with people you care about, and it's easy just to let go and have fun and just let it all flow out. And I'm glad you did because you're a beautiful person.
Thank you.
I'm sure you're gonna have a beautiful child, and I'm glad that you were willing to come out of your shell and share it with us.
Yeah, this is exciting. Thank you.
Anything anybody else want to add before we wrap it up?
Good.
Yeah.
Beautiful light note there, just like the scent of the Kukui spray. We better spray that on right when we wrap up. So
I want a dozen bottles, man.
talk to
And
Tilsa.
and
That's
I-
gonna be her marketing. Talk to Tilsa.
Yes.
Talk to Tilsa.
I think what's so awesome is that there are crystals in this bottle.
Yeah.
And I think that is even amazing. So
And she ain't skimping on the crystals, all right?
No,
You know what
no.
I mean? Like, just because of the friggin' inflation and all that, you're still getting some bomb-ass Kukui spray.
yeah.
It's not like when you go to the bar now, they give you a sliver of a lime. You're like, what the fuck kind of thing is this? This is a decoration. You ain't gonna do shit for the flavor of the drink, goddammit. I'll pay for the whole lime. There's a made for $1 at fucking Shop and Save a couple weeks back. Anyway, I've been able to get along with people from all different walks of life and ages and places because I started from a position of kindness and respect and the desire to make a connection with my fellow people and to coexist with them in peace and in as good a way as I can. And if I'm nice to them and they're not nice back, then you know you got an asshole on your hands and you can act accordingly too. My point is, kindness is contagious. I believe kindness is a currency, and it's a really affordable right now. I know inflation's high, but kindness currency is so affordable. It's free. You can be kind
Yes.
to
I love
people
that.
who need it. You need it. You need to be kind for yourself, for your own positivity. You need to be kind to other people. And if it's petty, forget about it and get it out and remove yourself from a negative environment. But acknowledge people. Say hello to them when you pass by in the street. Like, I've started saying good morning to people, or whatever, when I walk by, and they're surprised almost that you said it, but they respond back. And it's like, I feel like we need that in our society, in the past, present, future.
Yes.
So, good people make each other good. So be good to yourself, be good to your family, your friends, and your community. Thank you so much for being here, guys, and spending my birthday with me.
Yes.
This is the Blessed Life University. I'm blessed to have such good people around me and talk about things openly like we're on a university campus.
Go
Blessed
Blue.
Life University podcast. Tune in next time. We love you guys. Peace out.
Peace.
Yay. It was an amazing podcast.